Hey everybody, this is Flying Scorpion with the conclusion to this quest. And I have the
Do
option
the right thing. Let me out of here.
of either killing Lorenzo or setting him free.
He's lying.
Everything my son has told you about me is a self.
If I turn on the power to all four of these,
That must be obvious.
the room will be flooded with radiation.
Please, just open the door.
If I turn on this last one,
I've just
he will
set
die.
the last generator, and I can end this. I think there's still time.
I think I'm just gonna kill him. Myself.
Ah, at long last, you did the right thing. You'll see.
Father, don't do this.
Too late, Jack. Why don't you wait there so that we can have that little chat that's so long overdue?
Get away while you can.
It seems Jack doesn't want to talk to his father. We'll have to kill him, you know. And all the rest of them.
Say I do help you kill Jack and the rest of your family. What's in it for me?
What Jack stole from me, I will give to you freely. The gift of immortality. But first, I have some unfinished business to deal with. With your help, I trust. Meet me at Cabot House. I'm sure that's where the rats will congregate.
I'm super tempted to shoot him in the back.
Yes.
That's nice. Whiskey. San Francisco sunlights. That is.
Let's go.
Did he just like smash the door open? That's cool. I get the feeling you can't really contain this guy now that he's out. How did he unlock that door? Alright, let's do this. Let's get out of here. There's Kate. Long time no see, Kate. Took a long time for you to get in here. I really should have actually
Hey, need something?
let him get into the elevator.
Time to trade a few things.
I should have let him get into the elevator so I can see his combat capabilities as we move through the wastelands. Oh well. Oh shit. Fuck. There we go, the torso. There we go. Alright, let's how do we get out of here? Front door is this way. Here we go. So, I guess we'll join up with Lorenzo over at Cabot House and see what he can do in combat. When I first played through the game, I wanted to roleplay a character that only sided with the most powerful forces. So I actually
Don't leave anything behind that might be useful.
Oh, there he is. Oh, cool. We can actually watch him in combat. Let's see how this works out. I want to see if he can do some pretty sick damage. Muffled reinforced combat? No, that's okay.
Excuse me.
I'll meet you at Cabot House.
In between clips, I had to drink a little bit of alcohol to give myself some more strength to carry some more stuff. I really want to see this guy in combat. There's got to be something out here for him to fight. He walks really, really slowly. You know what? Screw it. We'll watch him in combat over at Cabot House. He's not against me. Oh, there's Jack Cabot running into his house. I wonder if he's gonna reprogram the sentry bot to fight me. I could kill the sentry bot in 2 hits to the face right now. So the torso is actually weaker than the head. That's interesting. The head is stronger than everything else. Wow, that's interesting. You know what I noticed is that this gives you their overall resistances, but it doesn't actually give you the resistances of individual parts. Alright, everybody. We're gonna get down to business against these guys. Take a stim pack real quick here.
Who's there? Have you lost your mind? Why did you release Lorenzo?
Is Lorenzo here yet?
No, of course not, or we'd all be dead already. Now answer the question. Why did you free him?
I side with power.
You were just keeping him prisoner, to keep yourselves alive.
That's a lie. I've worked for centuries to find a way to cure him. But he doesn't want to be cured. He likes what he's become.
Hold on there, Jack. She has a point. Your story about curing Lorenzo has never quite added up.
What are you doing, Edward?
I'd just like to hear what she has to say. She's talked to Lorenzo. I never have. You're saying you think Jack's been lying about Lorenzo all this time.
What do you think?
You've been working for Jack a lot longer than I have. What do you think?
I already know what I think. I want to hear what you think.
Yes.
Yes, Lorenzo doesn't seem crazy to me. Although he's understandably pretty pissed off.
Well, goddamn. I guess you have some explaining.
Wow,
to
I got
do,
really
Jack.
lucky.
You can't seriously doubt me, Edward. After all I've done for you?
Oh my! There might be some valuable stuff inside. Let's go check it out.
How did you get in here?
Why so surprised? This is my house, after all. I like what you've done with the place.
Lorenzo, thank God you finally escaped. Jack just wouldn't listen.
Be
You know
silent.
I would never.
You have all betrayed me, kept me a prisoner, and fed off me like vampires to prolong your pathetic, worthless lives. That is now over. Your time is up.
Oh God, no!
You wouldn't hit a girl, would you?
We always knew it would happen eventually.
I really don't want to shoot at her.
I was just getting warmed up.
Wow. This guy sided with me.
Edward,
It's a damn shame things had to end like this.
I never expected you to turn on Jack like that.
I've had my doubts about the Lorenzo situation for a long time. You may not realize, I've been working for the Cabot since before the Great War. I never met Lorenzo, of course. He was already locked up in Parsons when I came on board. So I've had to take Jack's word for everything the whole time. And I won't lie, I had a good situation here, and I didn't want to rock the boat. I don't know if it was the right decision or not, but what's done is done.
You didn't owe Jack anything. You were an employee, nothing more.
Well, I don't know about that. But I'd given him plenty of loyalty over the years without getting much respect in return. Well, no point in hanging around here any longer. I'm done with the Cabots. Well, that's done. Thank you for your assistance.
You really are insane, aren't you?
Perhaps, by the old definitions. But things have changed while I've been locked away. The old rules no longer apply. This new world seems to be one of limitless possibilities for people of our talents and inclinations.
If you like dirt, radiation, and random violence, you're in for a treat.
You're looking at things the wrong way, my friend. The old world's luxuries were paid for by an infinity of rules and restrictions. There was no room for a truly creative mind to flourish. Now, however, there's nothing to stand in my way. Or yours. But first, one last piece of unfinished business. I promised to share my blood with you. And I always keep my promises.
Mysterious serum. So, you just gave me one more of something I already have several handfuls of. That's, like, not that great, actually.
Here is your reward. I will provide you with a lifetime supply, as needed. But remember, this is my gift to you. I will give you another vial when you need it, for your own use only. Do not sell it or throw it away. After business, pleasure. Help yourself to a drink if you like. Jack seems to have done very well for himself, despite everything.
A lifetime supply. Well, that's nice, actually. You just sit there amongst the dead bodies. Imaging Cabot's password.
Anything good on him?
42 bottle caps? That's quite a lot, actually.
Please make yourself at home. What can I do for you?
She does look a lot better with her brunette or her blonde hair. See what's in the rest of this house. Man, they have a lot of bottle caps. I am curious about what's inside the rest of the house. Here's a... He has a Zeta gun as well. Cabot's lab coat. Nice. Eyeglasses. Zeta gun. I'm really curious about that Zeta gun. Crystal liqueur decanter. It's gonna give us crystal, obviously. I'm curious about what's in the rest of the house, though. Bourbon, no thanks. Wine, that's fine as well. I want whiskey. Nothing so far. Whiskey, maybe? Yeah, that's whiskey right there. More whiskey. Need that to make Dirty Wastelander. Some cans. Unrested tin cans. Nice. It's a plastic cafeteria tray. Stuff that I don't really use. More plastic cafeteria trays. These are nice. It's like unrusted toasters. Bright and shiny everything. Oh, some water. Okay. A safe.
Locked tight.
Something that Kate's gonna need to work on if she can.
Hey,
Yeah?
think you can unlock
Oh
that?
my god.
Will do.
I'm gonna give this fat man to Kate.
This one might be rough. Don't get your hopes up.
Ooh. There's something
Damn,
behind
what
it.
the hell's wrong with me? Shite. Almost had it that time. Ah, so close. Guess I'm getting rusty. I give up. All this walking's wearing me out.
Hey,
Yeah, you gotta hold some of this stuff, Kate. I gotta give her this fat man. I'll give her this as well. The assault rifle. Pipe rifle. Oh, I'll give her all of the Molotov cocktails. The shotgun. The other assault rifle. Oh, she can't hold anymore. Okay.
Sure, just keep your shirt on.
I'm gonna get you working on
What's
that
up?
lock one more
Point
time.
out what you need and I'll get right on it.
see what you can do.
I'm on it, Captain.
You actually on it?
Heads up.
This better be worth it.
Grab anything useful.
Will do.
She's not taking the order. Okay, that's fine. I think it's because she gave up on that safe. Wait. Okay, there's nothing in there we're taking. That's just a hot plate.
Yes? What?
No, I don't have anything for you, Lorenzo. Take that microscope, though. This is a huge house.
I don't know what they're working on in here, but it can't be good.
This is an absolute... This really is a mansion. Put the gun away. Some books. I think he knocked some stuff over. Is that just like a big bone? I think it's a bone. Alright. Man, they have a lot of stuff. Holy smokes. Take the plasma mine. This is the kind of stuff that breaks down in a lot of good stuff like crystals and things like that. I think I'll take it. Oh god, I can't take it. Alright, alright, alright. I think I'll ditch some armor. I'm not really carrying any armor that I can ditch. Alright, weapons. We'll ditch the Fat Man. There we go. All I wanted was any ammo the Fat Man had. Massachusetts Surgical Journal. More limb damage. Better living through chems. Cool. Lorenzo Cabot's journal. Thursday, the 8th of February, 1894. Oh, he's old. Off Cape Cod, aboard SS Wakeful. I'm finally away. Imogen and Helmina came to see me off. Imogen begging me not to go. As usual, poor girl, she takes these partings hard. Jack wasn't there, of course. He thinks I'm making a laughing stock of the whole family with these expeditions. Has no time for what he calls ancient superstitions. No matter. This time I'll return with proof that even Jack will not be able to deny. Saturday, the 10th of February, 1984. So first was the 8th of February, 2 days later. In the Atlantic aboard SS Wakeful. The weather is fine, and the captain promises a quick crossing to Lisbon. The red tape involving and organizing this expedition tried my patience almost to the breaking point. But I'm sure it was better to obtain the necessary permits from the Omani authorities through the State Department. I can only hope that my sheaf of documents and ready cash will be enough to placate the local governor when I arrive. So that was on the 10th. 11 days later, in the Western Mediterranean aboard SS Wakeful. So far so good, uneventful crossing. Metternich was waiting for us in Lisbon with the welcome news that he had perfected his electrical sensing apparatus, which is now safely on board in its crates. If it works as well as he claims, this may save us weeks or even months of excavation work. Okay, the next month in Egypt, still waiting to finish hiring our team of diggers. I am beside myself with impatience to be on my way. We are so close now, but I know from long experience that we will have better luck with an experienced Egyptian team than relying on the locals. Wednesday, the 14th of March, Salaha, Oman. At last, we docked yesterday and have been unloading at a feverish pace. Any more delays and we will be in danger of having to postpone until the summer heat is past. Friday, the 16th of March night. That's weird. Like they have to do it before summertime, and I live in Canada, and you need to get construction done before the wintertime, so it's the opposite. Friday of 16th March 1894. Near Wadi Adam, Oman. We are on our way. Nothing more stands in my way but the impenetrable desert and the secrets of the ages. Ha! I welcome those challenges. They seem like child's play after the endless delays and paper-shuffling bureaucrats I've had to overcome to get here. Thursday, the 29th of March, 1894, Empty Quarter, Arabia. We have reached the spot without incident. Some superstitions some superstitious grumbling from our local guide, which I take to be a good sign. Tomorrow we see if Metternich's apparatus works. If not, we begin digging in the traditional way. The next day. Metternich's apparatus has been bulky, sand in its delicate workings no doubt, but he has obtained a favorable reading in a depression to the south. Heat during the day is tremendous. We'll set to work tomorrow and see what we see. A few days later, empty quarter Arabia. Nothing yet at the southern depression. Metternich swears that it wasn't a false reading. 2 more days and then we'll have to begin a search grid across the whole site, as disappointing as that will be. The next day. So this was not on April 1st. They skipped the 1st of April, Fool's Day. Okay, 3rd of April. Success! Late this afternoon, the diggers struck worked stone, apparently the edge of a large circular structure. More trouble from the guide, the wisdom of not hiring the diggers locally, now even more apparent, as they pay little attention to him. Okay. So they didn't hire local diggers, alright. The 6th of April, 3 days later. I'm now convinced we have found Ubar itself. We've uncovered several fragmentary inscriptions with runes that match the ancient texts. We've made excellent progress clearing part of what appears to be a monumental plaza. Oh, quite a bit later, 12 days later. All work has stopped. Sandstorm, one of the worst I've ever experienced. We are huddled in our tents in the lee of one of the large outcroppings and must hope to ride it out. The darkness is complete, although it is mid-morning. Wow. 2 days later. Sandstorm continues for a 3rd day, like nothing anyone has ever seen. The guide is becoming very troublesome. Some of the diggers are beginning to listen to his wild tales of ancient curses and forbidden secrets. Even the normally phlegmatic Metternich is beginning to show signs of cracking under the strain. The next day. The sandstorm is over, but 2 weeks of work has been undone. The area we had cleared is now buried under several feet of new sand. The guide disappeared in the night. I won't miss him, but the diggers are even more unsettled. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So, the next month? We've located what must be the foundations of the great temple. So far nothing but stone and rubble, but something must have survived. Weather getting worse by the day. Metternich talking again of resuming work in the winter, but I won't hear of it, not when we're this close. Sunday, 10 days later. I must record everything while it's fresh in my mind. Although it's hard to concentrate with the crown right here in front of me, it's almost unbelievable, even to me, that I hold in my hands an artifact so clearly not made by any human civilization, but let me set down how it happened as clearly as I can. We had worked for at least a week to clear the shaft beneath the great temple. Even the diggers had caught the excitement. Then we hit solid stone, a cyclopean block, a series of blocks as it turned out, obstructing the tunnel, clearly deliberately sealed by the builders. We almost despaired of getting through. 3 days of laborious pick work. I wouldn't risk explosives here, of all places. Then, breakthrough into darkness. I was first in. The dust of ages covered everything. Clearly a burial crypt, sarcophagus at one end of the chamber. We lifted the lid, and inside, even I fell to my knees in shock. The diggers that were helping us fled. Metternich white-faced. I feared he was having a heart attack. Luckily, no. We'll make a full catalogue of the tomb in the morning. I ordered it sealed up overnight. Not that I really believe any of the diggers would dare to enter it again, but better safe than sorry. I've removed only the crown, reverently, without disturbing the body or any of the other artifacts. And so, vindication. The crown waits, gleaming as if new made, although I know it's older than any human artifact ever uncovered. Later, I now know that this city's name was not Ubar, and that this building was not a temple, and what was beneath it was not a crypt. I have so much to learn, so much to teach Wilhelmina and Jack and Imogen. When we return, we will return together. Monday, May 14th. Metternich was extremely surprised to see me wearing the crown this morning, and tried to argue with me when I ordered the men to bury everything we've uncovered. It doesn't matter now. The sandstorms will erase all evidence that we were ever here long before anyone can stumble across this site again. And the city's location is now safe with me until I can return and uncover more of her secrets when I am ready. So he wanted to get his family and bring them back there. And that's it. So basically, they're alluding that there's more stuff there, and he only took one thing. And it doesn't actually tell us what was...
Too long since I picked a fight.
They don't actually tell us what freaked out the rest of the men and caused them to leave. That's interesting. This is a bright room. The sunlight's coming through. It's a nice bed. Whiskey? Hell yeah.
Why bother? That's just garbage.
I can make some good stuff with that, lady. Chill out. I'm not gonna drink from that. What is this? That's really neat. I've never seen that before. Last room. Let's find out what we got in here. Somebody's terminal. This is where the girl lived. I think this was the girl's room. Take the ammo. Bobby pin. Ammo. Alright. Let's check out what's on this computer. Alright. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of logs. They go from 1968 all the way to 2251. Of course there's a lot of logs. She's been using this computer for a long time. 1968, she logged 3 logs. Then 1984, the year before I was born. Then 1994. Then a really long time before she did some more, in 2075. And then a long time before 2120, and then almost 100 years. Over 100 years, and she did one more. Wow. Well, I mean, wouldn't you write a lot if you were alive for that long? Another unwanted gift from my loving brother. Still, it might be interesting to play around with it. Okay, this has got to go faster than this. This whole computer thing... Oh, it's the computer that she gave her. This whole computer thing turned out to be more interesting than I thought. I've been learning a lot from various BBSs. Jack's been griping about some mistakes he made in setting up his terminal, so I poked around until I found the file. It would be simple to fix it for him, but not nearly as much fun as watching him try to solve it on his own. Okay. Oh, you can just hit the enter key to go back. I didn't know that. Was playing around with some new ideas and hit upon a good gag. I wonder how long it will take Jack to figure it out. Want to see Father again. It just showed up at Parsons and threatened to make a scene until Jack finally agreed to let me go down. I don't know why I keep going. Father puts on quite an act for me, but I know it's not really him. Not since he got back from his trip wearing that horrible crown. I keep hoping that somehow he'll come back, that I'll even see a glimmer of the real person again. Maybe Jack will eventually succeed. As annoying as he can be, I can't deny that he's very smart. So 10 years later, I went off the serum for a whole month. I thought I could stick with it this time, but when you actually feel yourself getting older by the day, know you can fix it, it's hard to give up youth and beauty voluntarily. I bet most people couldn't do it if they had the choice. Yeah, I agree. It would be hard to give up. 80 years later. Apparently the Robco techs don't even know how their own systems work. I mean, it's just a simple bat file in the root directory of the database server, for crying out loud. Hardly the hack of the century or anything. So she got really good with computers. So that sounds like she really got into them. If you're alive for 200 years, you can learn a lot about computers. 300 years, actually. Things are just going from bad to worse. The things Robert tells me, most people don't even know how bad it is, and here we sit, safe in our little Cabot family bubble of privilege. I've tried to talk to Jack about it, but he's in his own world as usual. I doubt he even knows what year it is. And Mother? Don't even get me started. Her whole life is a state of denial. I know this is insane to even think, but maybe this is for the best. You think I could just get a gun or some poison if I really wanted to end it for myself, but I could never be that deliberate. How selfish must I be to think that I need the world to end as a way for me to get out of killing myself. Interesting. It's happening. I think a bomb must have hit somewhere near. Power is out all over. As far as we can see from here, the emergency power is still on in the house, but not for long. Edward and Jack want to try to get to Parsons. Priorities, you see. Jack left Anders in charge here. He seems competent enough, but there's something about the way he's been looking since it happened that I don't like. I better get back to Mother. So this is around the time that Jack became a ghoul, and they need to make trips to Parsons to grab serum from that guy's blood. So he basically gives me his blood, and it gives me a shit ton of strength, removes radiation. That's why they're not irradiated, because his blood cures radiation. I got the power back on again. Things are very bad, but I would never admit this to anyone, but this is the most fun I've had since I can remember. I'm not bored anymore. Maybe this is how most people feel all the time. I really can't remember how I felt before the serum. Oh, and Anders is dead. I killed him. No one can believe it. 2 days after Jack left, he decided that Cabot House belonged to him, and Mother and I would have to leave. I can't really blame him. I mean, it was the end of the world. I'm not sure most employment agreements cover that, but he made the mistake of underestimating me. He didn't know how fast I was, or how strong, because she's using the serum. I would have just made him leave, but he decided to fight. Probably better that way. One less person out there who knows about what we have here. We haven't heard from Jack for a week. He and Edward made it to Parsons. At least, Jack radioed when they arrived, tried to be cheerful as usual, put on a happy face for Imogen. But who really knows if they're really going to manage? At least Edward is with him. If anyone can get through this, it's Edward. So she killed who? Anders. Alright. In 2077, she killed Anders. Jack made it back, finally. He said Edward is very sick from radiation. He left him at Parsons. I don't think he expects him to live. I'm not sure why neither of us is sick. I was out quite a lot, now that I think about it. Maybe another of the many benefits of Jack's magic serum. I'll have to thank Father the next time I see him. 11 years later. It turns out that eventually even the apocalypse can get boring. Jack and Edward are too good at keeping us safe. It looks like Cabot's family is immune from the end of the world, just like everything else. We just shrug it off and keep on going, just like we always have. Sometimes I'm very pleased about that. It makes me feel incredibly superior. Sometimes it makes me really, really sad. Most of the time, it's just boring as hell. So I think they really accurately depicted what it'd be like to be immortal. One of the things I'm curious about, though, is how did Jack get their father's blood into those vials? Like, if their father was super strong and smart, wouldn't he have just killed Jack? I don't understand how he got his blood. Anyways, I've stopped even telling anyone where I'm going. The world isn't as dangerous as Jack says. There are still people out there, living their lives like they always have. I guess more of them are willing to kill you now, but that's probably just because they can. I always got the feeling that plenty of people would have liked to see us dead before. They just couldn't get away with it. And here's the final one right now. I don't know how Jack keeps himself busy day after day. You'd think he would realize that it was hopeless by now. After all these years and years, maybe he's just going through the motions, the way I am. Or maybe he stopped trying to cure Father. I mean, what happens after? To us? I am the only one that's ever tried to go without the serum. Maybe Jack and Mother think they could just give it up, but I think they're fooling themselves. Honestly, of all of the characters, I really wish that she stayed alive. I wish I didn't kill her. But I guess that's what happens when you read somebody's thoughts for 200 years. You learn a lot about them and their motivations. Anyhow, I'm going to call that the end of this video. And the end of the Cabot storyline. All that's left now is the father, the immortal father, with the superpowers. Just knock some shit down. And an infinite supply.
My friend. Good to see you again. What can I do for you?
How old are you?
Are you really over 400 years old?
Yes, I truly am. Although since I spent almost 4 centuries of that locked in a tiny room, I have spent most of my time exploring my own mind, as it were. Are we done?
No.
I was curious about the ancient artifact you always wear.
Jack spent so many futile years trying to understand this. I could have told him everything he wanted to know. Through it, I commune with the ancient minds that founded our civilization. Whether they live within it, or it communicates with them through time or space, or whether it simply holds their memories, I don't know. What I do know is that it has widened my horizons beyond the tiny scope granted to normal men. I spent my long captivity exploring the memories of the ancients, their arts and sciences, their philosophy and worldview. Did you need something else?
Can I get more serum?
I need more serum.
When you've used what I gave you, I will be glad to provide another vial. Was there anything else?
Nope.
Never mind.
Well, that's interesting. For a solid-state hard drive, it still takes a while to load that stuff. And the waste carries on as usual. Still got the sentry bot here. Still slightly damaged, still level 30. And the world carries on. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Again, this has been Flying Scorpion. See you guys next time.